Hey, and welcome to another showcase, where I try to make fun, interesting builds. This one's going to be a little different, because this time, it's going to be my own personal build. This is the team I run for most content, and it's a team that features my current favorite characters in the game. Here I'm going to showcase what I can personally do with my team, and then I'll explain my strategies later. Also, if you're interested, I like to test out different things on stream, so if you ever want to catch me live streaming, follow me on Twitch. I usually announce my live streams on Instagram and Discord, so there's 2 different ways you can keep up to date. So for now, enjoy the showcase.
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up, babe. Tonight we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
Alright, so let's take a look at how I utilize this team. This team has a lot of energy recharge, so if the skill is not on cooldown, I'm usually able to use it. So it's a quick burst killing build. I usually like to start off my fights with the Frost Circle. Because I have a second constellation, all the abilities I use within the circle have a 15% cooldown reduction. I follow up with Sucrose's elemental skill. She has 2 passes that increase the elemental mastery of my party members. After that, I cast Bennett's ultimate. Because I casted Chongyun's Frost Circle beforehand, the enemy now has a cryo status on him. And because I casted Sucrose's ability, Bennett now has a stronger melt. So depending on how much HP the enemy has after this hit, I follow up with a stronger damaging ability. With the combination of Sucrose's passive, Bennett's damage buff, and his fire status, Chongyun should be able to deal the final blow. There will be times when the enemy doesn't die, so I follow up with Xiao. He's pretty much the character I use when everyone's skill is on cooldown. But on an elite mob, the enemy should already be almost dead. And in my burst combo, sometimes Bennett's ultimate is so strong that I just skip using Chongyun and just finish it off with Xiao. When I'm clearing out camps, I like to use Xiao's mobility often. It's really convenient when enemies are really spread out. And in the short window where all my skills are on cooldown, I basically use Xiao as a berserker mode. Here you see my Bennett's ultimate is active right now, and I just turned on Xiao's ultimate right after. You can see that my Bennett's ultimate is already filled up again. And that's because I have a lot of energy recharge on him. This way I don't have to worry about maintaining his abilities, so I can freely use them whenever I want. There you just saw me almost killing the Ruin Guard, so I didn't need to use Chongyun's ultimate. So I like that my team's really flexible. As I already stated for Sucrose's role in the burst combo, she does a few more things in my team. She has really large AoEs and she can group enemies together. And since she's an animal character as well, she provides energy for my Xiao. And having two of the same elements in the same team gives me elemental resonance. I like to dash a lot, so this saves me a lot of stamina. This also lets me move slightly faster and it decreases my cooldowns by a little bit. Everyone in my team has very minimal energy recharge, except for Bennett. Because of the multicast abilities by Sucrose and Xiao, they don't have any problems generating particles. And Chongyun's ultimate has a 12-second cooldown but only 40 energy cost, so he has no problems there either. When you decide to make your own team, you should test out your energy recharging capabilities, since everyone's build is different, and then gauge whether or not you need more energy recharge or less in your build, or at least enough to make yourself comfortable when you're fighting. Alright, so let's look at the stats on my team. My Xiao has a little under 2000 attack. And I have about 72% crit rate and about 200% crit damage, with just 25% energy recharge extra. I have an animal damage bonus cup, and I almost always run elemental ones on my characters. I finally have the Jade Spear, so I use his signature weapon here, but you could use whatever you want, there's really no bad options, especially when you're limited. Here I'm using the 2-piece Venerer and 2-piece Gladiator sets. And here are all the substats I have. Chongyun has about 1800 attack, with 63% crit rate and 176% crit damage, with only 21% energy recharge extra. And as usual, the elemental damage bonus cup. I got the Serpent Spine, so I'm testing it out, and I really like it so far. It has a really strong passive, increasing the damage you deal, and it stacks. And I think this really works with my playstyle. You lose stacks if you take damage, but because I swap in and out of Chongyun often, he rarely gets hit, so I can keep the stacks on him at all times. And because my build lacks crit rate, this is the perfect weapon for me right now. I went back to using my Noblesse and Gladiator build. This build yields the highest numbers for me for my ultimate and elemental skill. And since I'm not normal attacking on Chongyun often, my Lava Walker build's not needed here because I'm not going to be doing any pyro normal attacks. And once I find decent Blizzard Shredder pieces, I'll probably switch them over from my Gladiator ones. My Bennett has 1700 attack, with 21,000 HP. And my crit rate is 81%, and my crit damage is 176%. And here you can see that I have 126% extra energy recharge from the 100 base. And once again, another elemental damage bonus cup. I actually have a rank 2 Jade Cutter, and this gives so much crit rate to my Bennett. Thanks to his passive, I get to increase his HP and attack, so I can keep doing more damage and heal a little more at the same time. For his artifacts, I'm using an upgraded version of my Juggernaut build. While I was farming for Lava Walker, I found some pretty good Crimson Witch ones, and this now makes Bennett one of my strongest characters in my team. I might just end up making an updated Bennett video. Here you can see I'm using the energy recharge timepiece, which is fine because he has enough damage output. This headpiece I got is one of my luckiest headpieces ever. It has 17.5% crit rate. My Sucrose is not built for any damage at all. This is the exact same build I use in my Elemental Mastery Sucrose video. So if you want any more details, you can check out that video too. You can click on the top corner if you want. I hope you like my showcase and my explanations for this build. Again, I just wanted to say that this is my personal build, so I'm using the characters I like, and I tried my best to make it my strongest team possible. I don't really care if there's some stronger meta team available, because I would rather play the characters I enjoy. And if you're interested in learning about my playstyles, you can watch me stream. I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch, so if you're interested, you can follow me on that platform. I will be announcing when I stream through my Instagram stories, as well as my Discord, and I have my social links in my descriptions. Alright, so that's all for the showcase, and see you in the next video.